What's up guys? For today's video we're going to do a show and tell of my collection of metal digital watches. I am absolutely obsessed with metal digital watches, so I want to share my collection with you so that way if you've never seen any of these watches, maybe I can introduce you to something new that you've never seen before. Before we get into the video, let's do a quick wrist check. I'm rocking my Timex Navi XL, a great little watch. I haven't done a review on it yet, but I will in the near future, so make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date as soon as it airs. Alright, going back to the talking point, in front of you I've got a watch from Pulsar. Actually, I'll show you both of them. So I've got two watches from Pulsar, and I'll have the model numbers on the screen for you. These are just absolutely fantastic. We'll start off with this one right here. Really came out of left field because I don't really associate Pulsar and quality. Nothing against Pulsar, I just don't know much about it. And going on Amazon, I'm always online looking for the next best watch, and I happened to come across this one. I've had this for a couple years, but at the time I came across this watch and it looks so cool. It really kind of piqued my interest. So I ordered it, and turns out that this is a fantastic watch. And what really sold it to me was the all metal design. Also the dot matrix display right there, that is so cool. And then you've got this one right here, the PW3001. Looks like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie that was made in the 80s, and that is fantastic. Like, wearing this watch you could be the main character in Evangelion episode, or Akira, or Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Those are the feelings that I feel with this watch, and that's a great thing. All metal, you really can't beat that. Let's see what else I got in my collection. We'll look at this Citizen watch. This is the Hyper Aqualand. This was my grail watch for the longest time. Not because I couldn't afford it, but because I couldn't find it. This is a very old, discontinued model. And I happened to come across one for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Brand new, which was fantastic and at such a cheap price. So I bought it as soon as I saw it, I bought it. And haven't regretted it ever since. It's very impractical, but I will not take points away because it is an old watch. I'm sure at the time it was very high tech, not so much anymore, but this is proof that you can have a good quality watch company. I consider Citizen to be of a very high quality, so that's just proof that you can still have this luxury look and have a digital display too. Alright, we'll take a look at some of my G-Shocks, or well, we'll look at all of my G-Shocks, all metal G-Shocks that is. We'll start off with the B5000 and then the 6900. The only bad thing about these watches is the price. I think they are grossly overpriced, but I mean that's because of supply and demand. G-Shock fans will pay whatever it costs to buy whatever G-Shock is available, so you can't fault them for capitalizing on that opportunity. But the good thing about G-Shocks is that you can customize any of them for pretty cheap. So you can buy a regular square and buy a third-party metal bezel and make your own metal square, which is fantastic. But look at these. These are just beautiful and wonderfully done and so solid. This is just a quality that you can't mimic with plastic or resin. Talking about customization, I did so with a few of my G-Shocks. So here we got a GD100. This does not come in a metal version at all. So what I did was I bought the regular GD100, and then they made a aftermarket or third-party bezel. And look at how cool that looks. A little over the top, I know, but I'm kind of into that thing. I really like that. And then other G-Shocks that I've customized are my Kings. So I've got the GXW56BB. And then just the regular King GX56. These are kind of like my G-Shock Invictas, if you get what I'm saying. Like, just ridiculously oversized, gaudy, obnoxious. But because of that, I absolutely love them. It's almost like they're so tacky that they've broken through the tackiness threshold and entered into the world of just being cool. One more metal G-Shock I got. Ooh, actually, I'll show it with the king. So I've got the king, and then I've got this gold square. That's just so cool. Look at them side by side. I would like to have a king that is in this more subtle rose-colored gold, but both of them so beautiful. And metal. It's the metal that really gets me. Another GShock. I've got this MTG M900. This is Old Faithful for me. When in doubt, I go with this watch. I have so many watches in my collection, and if I'm having a hard time picking the one that I'm going to wear for the day, I won't even think about it, and I'll just go with this one. Mostly because of the metal band. You can't beat the metal band, and then the ease of use. The display is so practical. Not that reading an analog watch face is difficult, but you cannot deny the fact that there's just something so easy about looking at your wrist and reading the numbers and immediately knowing the time. And not a GShock, but I've got a Casio Protrack right here. This is also proof that you can have a digital watch but still look very professional. I think this is a very serious looking outdoor professional watch, and it is fantastic. And then I will show you my Nixons. I've got the Nixon Regulus right there, and then the Nixon unit. The Regulus is proof, to me at least, that there is a high demand for metal digital watches, because this one is one of my most or highest viewed videos on the channel. And it might just be because they love the Regulus, but I think a large factor in that is because they came out with the metal version, and people are just eating that up, and I absolutely love it. Here's the Unit SS, fantastic watch, super solid. So that's pretty much it for my collection of all metal digital watches, which is a shame because there's not that much else out there. And if there is, please let me know and I will look it up and see if I can get it. Some other watches that I have in my collection are the Casio AE series right here. I have done a review on all of these, I want to say, so make sure to check those out. But the bad thing about these watches is that they're kind of like fake metal. So the band is steel, but then the main body, the case, is all plastic. And I think that a lot of you watching this video will agree with me that you would be willing to pay $20 to $30 more to have an all metal case. It would just change the entire watch completely. Like this one specifically, the Casio Royale. It's not what it's officially called, but that's what everyone calls it because it looks like the one James Bond wore. And if you could just have it feel solid and all metal, God, this watch would be a bestseller, guaranteed. Another example of this is the Timex Atlantis. This one, the original version, came out, I want to say in the early 80s, and it originally came out with a full metal frame. And the comparison between the two is, there is no comparison. This one feels like a toy, and then the original version, which I really wish I had one, it feels just solid, and it is a definite dive watch. Like the Atlantis, I think they called it the Atlantis because you could wear it and go underwater and swim all the way to Atlantis and it'd be just fine. I'm sure this one would probably survive too, but it doesn't feel the same. You cannot compare plastic to metal. And that's not to say that the quality of these are bad. You know, these will survive just fine, but you cannot beat a metal case. So let's go back to the Pulsars because I just love these. These ones I love the most because it's like a pleasant surprise. You get this company like Pulsar. Nobody buys a Pulsar, right? I mean, I could be wrong. I could be pissing some of you off, but it's just like not a company that you think of. You normally just go with Timex or Casio or Seiko, Citizen, whatever. Pulsar is just like that person that sits in the back and you forget about them. And it's just, these two watches are so fantastic. So I absolutely love these. You know, phenomenal job from Pulsar. But That's all I gotta say for now. Just wanted to show off my metal watch collection, or digital metal watch collection. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got to see some different watches that you've never seen before, and hopefully you check them out, you buy them, and you fall in love with them just like I did. That's all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date with all my videos, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye.